one of the biggest things is people. You're nothing without good people.
Welcome to another episode of the Seven Figure Journey podcast. My name is David Gilliland. I'm one of your hosts. We're delighted to have with us Samantha Curry with New Scotland Development. Samantha, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, David.
Samantha, you've got a really cool business in Albany, New York, with a vertically integrated real estate solution for investors. They can get into multifamily homes and find them, buy them, finance. I mean, be part of the whole syndicate conglomerate and everything, and then have them managed for them. Great business you have going, and you guys have really taken off since COVID. Can you tell me just a little bit of what is it that has helped you really succeed since passing that $1 million mark?
Great question. I would say one of the biggest things is people. You're nothing without good people. And you know, I have a business partner, and it has been a roller coaster of a ride, as it always is with entrepreneurship. And we have a great business partnership. It's been really excellent, and I think that's a rare thing. A lot of people get into business partnerships. I mean, we kind of honestly jumped into it and it just happened to work out, but people don't realize how serious they are. You get tested in a lot of different ways, and a lot of people don't make it. So I just feel fortunate in that regard. And we've taken the time to grow a good team. We're finally at a point where we have a really good team we can trust. And that's been a lot of trial and error. So I would say, yeah, the people that we've had come on board have been really integral.
That's fantastic. You did a lot of trial and error through it. Did you ever end up building out a system to better hire, to really dial that in?
Well, not really, to be honest with you. We called it kissing frogs. Kissed a lot of frogs. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to be some guru at reading people. We just tried to give people the benefit of the doubt, and people are unpredictable. Someone can look really great on paper and not work out. The inverse can happen. Or you can, have the stars align and they look good in paper and be good in practice. If this world has taught me anything, you just never know. So, I'd say we try to have faith in people. And sometimes we discover that, we can't, and it doesn't work out. And then we've been surprised and have gotten really lucky.
All right. And a little more than just lucky, though. Finding the right is one thing. We talked a little bit before we got on the call here. You do something really great around your people, which I think you learned from your father. You want to just tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So my dad had a 30+ year career in HR, a very successful career. And something he always told me was, companies put so much effort and thought into disciplinary plans, PIP plans, but the really great companies and the great leadership teams are the ones that are putting just as much effort into how to incentivize and reward your people. You should always be planning about when things go right or the little wins. And that's really important. And that's something I take with me to work.
I love that. What's that look like in your office? How do you invest in the wins? Basically, this person could be good, could be bad. While they're doing well, how do we help to build them from there? How do we help to keep them going in the right direction? What do you do in your business to incentivize and celebrate the wins?
we really drive home to everybody that we're all on the same team. And although we play different roles, one person isn't better than the other. And the better the company does, everybody is going to have upside. Um, we really try to preach that. And actually our director of operations knows that firsthand. He actually started out as a leasing agent.
Mm.
He started out leasing apartments for us. And we were just really impressed with him, and we've promoted him multiple times in a very short time span. Um, another manager on our team, uh, who's in the field, same exact thing. She started off turning over apartments, really impressed us, and we promoted her. She jokes around and she says, if you keep on promoting me, I'm gonna surpass you guys. Um, which is kind of funny, but we believe in that. We're all about, hey, if you show us what you got, if you do well, we'll reward you. We're all in this together.
That's cool.
And yeah, and I mean, there's the little things too, like, we have in the summer, um, we have barbecues on Fridays, and we'll buy lunch for everybody and do the typical company stuff with the parties and whatever. But I think really truly though, everybody has different motivations, and everybody is trying to grow. And so it's really about understanding what motivates everybody individually and what their personal goals are, so that you can help them reach them.
That is a powerful nugget. It's not about like dangling a carrot out there saying, come do what I want you to do, and you can have this carrot. It's about first just saying, what do you hope for? What do you want? And
Right.
how can I help you
How
achieve
can we have
exactly?
a win-win situation
Yeah.
and get there together? Um, so, and I mean, yeah, it's amazing we just want people who work hard, who are honest, who we can trust, who have good intentions. Um, and yeah, it's unfortunately we found it's not as easy to come by as you would think. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's changed over the years. But we're true to our word. Um, you know, we had one manager who had to take a leave of absence for medical reasons, but that was the first thing he said to us, is like, for the first time in my life, I'm working for a company where you guys shook my hand and told me if I did well, X, Y, and Z would happen, and you did that. Um, so no one likes a carrot being dangled in front of them, and we've all had it done to us. So we're not looking to do that.
I love that. What's come through pretty powerfully just hearing you talk is you have a really strong sense of core values in your business. This team feel, this we're people of our word, like our words are bond kind of thing. Like we're going to be there for you. This trust in people that they could, and we're gonna treat them like they can grow, like they can excel, and if they do, we've got a place for them. And taking a chance on people is part of your culture, hence kissing frogs. And so, there's just some things in you. I imagine if you found people who weren't willing to act that way, they might be really smart in their role, but it would really stink to work with them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
Those are some of those frogs.
you always gotta take a chance. I think it's tough, especially in today's day and age, to have faith in people.
Yeah.
We're not gonna pretend like we're not disappointed. We're disappointed all the time. But you always have to have hope.
Yeah. Well, you guys have done some great things, and your team is paying you back for it. They're showing the level of care you've shown in them. They're showing it towards your business now, right? They're caring to that level that you've cared for them. Now you're at a spot, and your team's running most of the business, the day to day, really well. You'd mentioned
Yeah.
before we hopped on, it's like 25% is about as much as you have to put in on the regular, unless there's a big emergency. And the rest of it, they're pretty much running, and you're looking to the next thing. Tell me what's holding you back from really succeeding at your next level goal, the work that you feel like you and your partner need to be focused on now to really accelerate the growth of your business.
Yep. So like we were talking about, it's all about graduating to the next set of problems.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think when you finally get free of, the previous level that you're at, you kind of are a little bit disoriented because you're like, okay, where am I? Like I
What do I do
have,
now?
right, exactly. I have X amount, those hours are invaluable and you're like, I have X amount of hours, like I gotta get, how do I fill this? How do I grow the business? And so, right now, um, we have done a good job building our pipeline and streamlining our business with our other revenue streams. And our big picture goal is really to do more syndication deals. These are really big deals that are not a dime a dozen. We got to find them. We got to find them local in our market, which makes them even more rare. And so it doesn't happen overnight. So that's really our challenge right now is finding those deals and putting them together for ourselves and for our investors. We did do one significantly bigger deal this year. It was a 16 unit property. We got it for pretty good price. But we want to have like 8 of those deals going on at the same time. The There isn't a lack of demand for our clientele who are ready to get in on those deals. I mean, we had investors out the door actually. So I don't know if it's a testament not just to our local market, but also the national market as a whole. I think it's tough to find those opportunities right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's struggling with it.
Yeah. There's a lot of money sitting on the sideline as
There,
somebody's got to juggle regulatory requirements of the city and the county that you're a part of. That's got to figure out who's got land and is it in the right location? Are they willing to part with it or invest with us? That's pulling the whole picture together. And I mean, it takes a lot of work. In reality, what you've done is you've built a couple businesses that are running really well.
mhm.
And you're building another business that will feed into those. But it's
Yes,
like starting another business. That's
it
kind of what
is.
you're doing, right?
It
Um,
is. Yeah. Most of our attention has been focused on the real estate brokerage and the property management, and they serve the great thing about our model is all these different arms of the business really play into one another heavily.
yeah,
I mean, we've had, to give you an example, we've had someone we sold property for who then invested with us.
yeah,
We've had people who have bought property with us who needed management. We've had people who we manage their properties who decide, hey, it's time to sell. It really is it's great how each arm leverages
yeah.
um
And
the
so
other one.
that's what you're doing. It's not like you're graduate. Many people, as they grow their business, they need this free time to then learn how to lead their leaders better. But you're doing some of that well. And instead of learning how to then take those two up to their next level, you're you're leveraging their strength with another business that will push so much more work their way, right? Like just exponentially more, right? Because you're going to be responsible for developing and doing, and then having lots of funds, and you're the one that's making the choice who the property management group will be or whatever else. So
Right.
it's another business. Um, so the questions I would ask is, do you have the right partnership for the new business, or is there a skill set that's missing?
No, we have a great a great partnership right now. So it's myself and my partner, Dan Odabashian, who I started the brokerage and property management business with. And we have a third partner, Brendan Dalcole, who comes from private equity in New York City. He does all the underwriting. He tries to source the
Great. So he's
deals.
going to help with all the syndicate stuff and seeing
Yeah,
through all
yeah,
of
he
that just
already does.
perfectly.
Yeah, but right now, it needs to be kind of more of a all hands on deck to find these opportunities because they are so far and few between.
Yeah. Yeah. A harder thing to do. Um, and so then it's great if I've purchased enough time back by building the leaders and setting up the systems that they can lead the other businesses and do well on it. Then in the new one, we're in a startup kind of phase. And though we have some work going and we've got, a lot of advantages, we're still trying to figure out, no, really, what is going to win in this market? How do we get people with land that want to hand it over to us to do, right? Like to build, to develop, to grow, and
Yeah.
in areas of the city that the city is good with multi-unit housing, right? Multifamily housing units.
Yeah. So there's many different ways. That's the fun thing about real estate. There's a million different ways you can syndicate a deal. Um, you can make money. I mean, you're talking from subdivisions to land entitlement to multifamily, turnkey. For us, right now, because we're such a small operation and every deal really counts, and we want to make our investors happy because as we grow, we want them to continue to invest with us.
Yeah.
So you really don't want to take that for granted. We really want to honor every investment they've made with us, which means that we need to continue to find really safe home run opportunities. We can't be out there being aggressive just to get deals done for the sake of getting deals done.
Yeah.
Right now, the area that is our bread and butter that we're most comfortable in is the multifamily asset class. We prefer stuff that's already cash flowing. So we don't have to worry about rehab, though we will do a conversion project if needed. We have experience in that. But those are really the opportunities that we're going after. We're also pretty interested in ground up development as well for multifamily, but the first one needs to be where the risk is very mitigated because you do not want to put yourself or your investors in a situation where they're the guinea pig for, you know, a catastrophe. Essentially, we've seen a lot of people out there. That's also the nice thing about being in this business for so long is you get to learn through other people's experiences. And there are a lot of people out there that have very sophisticated jobs who think that they can come in and do a real estate deal no problem, and they quickly discover that it's a totally different animal.
Yeah. But you know how to do it. You guys have the skill set. Now the question is how do I go from I'm just watching a transition that I could be wrong on this, but you've been leading other leaders, and that's how your business has been running over here. And now you've got to do this mental shift to, and all of you that are, if you're all hands on deck on the three of you, to say, wait a second, I need to do the groundwork again. I've got to think of this as a startup. We need
Yeah.
to beat the bushes like that. I need to be tracking my contacts. Like, are they the right people? Yes. How many am I reaching out to on a daily basis? Who am I getting to know? Am I working my networks very targeted? You're a BDR, business development rep in one sense. Another point, you're an account executive in that same conversation after you've kind of handed it off, right? From a finding out. But
Yeah.
you'll want to
No,
be tracking.
absolutely.
Yeah. So just start looking at your calendar and saying, what are the metrics of success for the next step we need? We need X number of appointments with the right people. Okay, then this is the work we need to do to get these appointments set up. Let's start cranking those out and tracking them with each other. Go back to the smaller business and think, what are my metrics? Here's the 2 or 3 things. If I win out every day, I'm winning. until we deliver at this level. And then I can go here and I can get someone else to help at the lower level. But right
Yep.
now I need to begin again and just put that hat on and get scrappy, and then track the key activities that the three of you believe will lead to the next level result that you need to prove out and start serving your market the way you need to. So that's what I would do. I was kind of like, what do I have to do? I got to humble myself. It's like I was up here, now I'm back down. I'm learning. And you may
Yeah,
even be asking
exactly.
you may even be saying to one of your realtors over here, hey, keep me accountable. I'm doing your job over here now. I need a buddy in this space. And but you're like the owner. I know. But right now I'm like you over here. Can we be friends? Right?
Yeah, it's never as glamorous as it seems, right? I
It
mean,
just isn't
one of my favorite quotes is one day you're the dog, the next day you're the fire hydrant, and that never ceases to be true.
true. Right. Yeah, I love that. I think getting that and then saying, so what were the metrics I would have used to lead somebody else that would have been under me in one of my other businesses? What are those metrics? That's how I have to lead myself. And
Yeah.
that can help you start doing your focus. Carve out time for it. You may only get 3 hours a day that you're allowed to do this, because you have another hour over here that's building relationships with the investors, and another layer here that has to do with managing relationships with city governance, whatever it is. But block out those times and be that role for now, unless you can find somebody. You have a little bit of funds who could do some of this legwork and really crank it out for you, so you could do the higher level value now. If you knew of somebody, sometimes the answer is who, not what. And that
Hmm.
may be a real win, to take some legwork out and have someone who's a fast relationship builder with all those right people, so they can just, set up appointments for you, the right ones you need to talk to. So those are some thoughts. And the reason is we weren't growing up. We're growing sideways. You're starting a new business, and let's get scrappy and let's get clear. And then hopefully that was useful for this
Yeah,
time.
definitely. Definitely. Always got
I,
to get scrappy.
I enjoyed getting to know you a little bit, Samantha. And I love what you guys are doing. And I love the heart that you're putting into it. You have your way of doing it. You keep your word. You're doing things that are going to benefit everyone around you. You're not just looking for the big win for yourself. You want to win for everyone. And I applaud that. And I think that's the right kind of business to build our communities and our nation. So thank you. That wraps up this round of the
Okay,
Seven Figure
great.
Journey podcast. Samantha, how do people get in touch with you? Maybe they want to be an investor, or maybe they're in the Albany area and have some land or some properties they would like to talk with you
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, I would love to talk to anybody. My email is samantha@newscotlanddevelopment.com. Our website is newscotlanddev.com. They can also find me on Facebook. Um, I think it's Samantha Curry with New Scotland Development, and then I'm on Instagram as well, Capital Region Curry Realtor.
Great. Thank you again. And for those of you who are listening, if there's some value you gained from listening to Samantha and sharing her journey, please like, share, do whatever is necessary on those social channels, get the other seven-figure business owners, and keep learning, keep striving, keep growing, and keep caring. Until next time.